Alright, hi everybody, this is just a very quick crash course on how to do farming in Myth of Empires as of the latest patch of the 8th of May. So basically, to get started in farming, all you're going to need is a hoe, a sword, preferably a bronze sword, and obviously your seeds. So to get started, I'll talk about a little bit about the seeds. So there's low quality, common quality, high quality, and premium quality. Low quality, and all these seeds can be planted in different types of planters. So for example, the low quality, hopper, low quality you can, plant anywhere. These planter types that you can see. So there's common planters, there's the crew planters, and there's the exclusive planters, from what I've unlocked so far. And yeah, the low quality seeds, obviously they have a soil porosity of 30%, commons have 50, 70, and then it goes all the way up to 90 with the premium seeds. What you want to keep in mind here is the low quality seeds can be planted on any planter, but whereas the high and premium qualities, for example, if I select the premium one, they can only be planted in these exclusive planters. They cannot be placed anywhere in the crew planters or even in the common planters. It'll tell you that the soil porosity is not high enough, but that's complete bullshit. If I would whack one of these all the way up to 100%, you still can't plant it. So there's obviously planters and fields, as you may have noticed in farming. Planters have the main benefit of that the fertilizers, that you can see here, if I'm hovering over this planter right here, the fertilizers never deplete, no matter what you plant. They're basically regenerative, which we'll go over as we're planting and harvesting crops. So there's 3 different types of fertilizers. There's the green matter, organic, and ash fertilizer, you can see. And every single crop takes different requirements, obviously, also in moisture. So for example, this low quality noto ginseng is relatively high on the green matter that it uses. Whereas if I were to go into the, grab myself here a low quality rice seed, you can see it's a little bit less than the green matter, for example, but the other two, or the organic and ash, are a little bit higher. Actually, not really that much. What's a good example? Here we go. This is the other extreme of the example. This is soybean seed. So the ash fertilizer is a lot higher, but the other two, so the green matter, for example, whereas in noto ginseng, is a lot lower, which is very important. So, what's the actual difference between planters and these fields? Is that planters are self-sufficient again, and fields are not. So what does that actually mean? Let me run all the way over here. Also, not just self-sufficient, but planters, the plants that grow inside, from what I have noticed at least, is that the crops take around double the time that they would normally take to grow on a field. So on a field, for example, this low quality noto ginseng would only require an hour to grow, but whereas in a planter, in a crew planter, it would take around 2 hours to grow. So it's also double the amount of time that you need. So, fields. What is so crazy about these fields? You can obviously plant a lot more. However, you will have to make fertilizer types. So there's the green matter again, organic and ash fertilizers. And this is how they look like when you've crafted them. There's different kinds. These are the common kinds, so the bowls are a lot bigger, but these are the 3 common kinds. How to use the fertilizers, I'll also really quickly do. You put it on your hotbar. Press, for example, the 2 button on my hotbar where I've put it, and you will slowly see the unspent fertilizer go up. The unspent fertilizer, all that basically tells you is that is the fertilizer that is essentially banked inside of that field, and it will slowly trickle back into the green matter that is 23,000 out of 30,000 right now in the field. So it slowly trickles over. If it's maxed out, so for example, an ash fertilizer, fantastic example here, it's 30,000 out of 30,000, and the unspent fertilizer will stay there till it needs to get spent and refill the field. You will also notice all the way at the bottom that the fertilized times is 6 out of 400 right now. I fertilized it 6 times. It's slowly going down. There you go. It just went down from 6 to 5 out of 400. You can only fertilize a field so many times, and over time, that will obviously go back down. Now, how the hell do you actually farm these crops? So, in the beginning, you can just press E on these crops, right? You'll slowly, this is a very long and tedious process. But it's fine with the planters, but with the fields, once you got this many crops here, you're going to be spending a lot of fucking time. So, basically, what you're going to do after these crops are basically depleted, you can see it here, they'll tell you to pulverize them. Fastest way to do that is with a sword, which is what I told you to, you know, grab one that's very efficient. You'll pulverize these. You will see as well, let's see if I can get there. Here we go, on the right hand side of the screen. You saw the fertilizers go up. So this is a very important step in farming. And also for the planters, very, very important step, that you do that to these crops so that it re-fertilizes the field, so you don't have to use as much fertilizer. For example, if you were to skip this step on fields, it'd be detrimental and use an ass load of fertilizer than you would already use. However, on planters, at that point, if you don't do that on planters, you will actually have to use fertilizer on planters, and that is just fucking horrendous in my opinion. Now you may have seen as well, fucking turn all this down. In my inventory, you may have also seen the two-handed farming sickle. Jesus, scythe. The scythe, basically, you'll knock this later on in the game. And what it allows you to do is just, you whack these crops and it harvests them for you, and you can already do what the sword does and refertilize the field. And that is that, basically. One thing that should also be noted is, with fields, there's also two different types of ones. There's the common one, and let me go in the guild tech line real quick here, and there's the advanced one. Obviously, again, this is for the different seed types. But actually, I'm not... Yeah, it is for the different seed types. Yeah, I was right. This is for different seed types. For example, the high quality ones or the premium ones, I can't even plant on this common field. It's just like, nope, go for it yourself, basically. And yeah, that is a very quick and easy crash course about how to farm. If you have any questions, yeah, just leave them in the comments below or DM me on Discord. Peace.